Hey, Dan.
Yes, mate.
Want to see my guns? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws. Dan, we've got some footy to talk, brought to you by the Inappropriate T-Shirt Company.
Got lots of footy to talk.
Plenty of footy, but let's talk about Manly.
Do we have to?
We have to.
Well, if they play like that, mate, you kind of got to.
Jekyll and Hyde from Manly.
It was first half. I had the tweets ready to go. How bad are they? That's the end of Manly. Lucky I kept them in the drafts.
I know. I was ready to go. Manly play better without Turbo.
Yeah, well. And then he had the second half of all second halves. Had about 19 try assists by the end of it. Would have been worse too if Ruben Garrick could kick straight.
I know. Yeah, it would have been close to 50 unanswered points in the second half. Or
As it was 48.
Mate, that's a capitulation from the Titans.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, their one play is to kick the ball and chase through and score when the opponents are looking. Worked 4 times to their credit, and they 5th time couldn't get it right.
I don't know. I was speechless. At halftime, I was ready to throw my multis out. I was ready to throw everything out, baby out with the bathwater, and checked my phone and saw that Ruben Garrick actually outscored the Titans 28-24.
He did. You know, it was good week for Supercoach for those of us that looped Cleary only to have Bojovic go ballistic.
Get the second highest score
Let's
ever.
not talk about that. That was a good performance by Manly.
Excellent performance from Manly.
That's tough to say.
Now, speaking of unexcellent performances, we have to talk about the Brisbane Broncos.
Yes, we certainly do. 0 points again.
Find themselves last again.
It's pretty funny. Good bands, but it's getting painful to watch, mate, and that hurts to say also.
And I know the Bulldogs have had to buy, but you can't be below them. You just can't.
No, you can't. It should be in the Constitution that you can't do that. Mate, their player revolt. Here we go again. Club plays badly. Sack the coach. That'll fix everything. When's the last time that worked?
Cronulla?
Apart from Cronulla, of course.
I don't... Like, Kevy's been there for 15 weeks, right? Plus the preseason. But if there's going to be this player revolt and they're not listening to him, and everyone knew that it was the wrong decisions to get Kevin Walters, why did they go and get Kevin Walters?
Look, I have no idea. Sacrificial lamb, perhaps? Oh, no, he's bad. Let's get rid of him. So he's wanted that job pretty much since the day he retired as a player. So maybe that's got something to do with it. I just think the players need to,
They need to grow up. They need to grow up, man up, and play football. They get paid loads of money to play football. The only one that's having to dig is Payne Haas.
Payne Haas and Tessie New are the only 2 players I pay. Katoni Staggs is back in a couple of weeks, but I mean, it'd take peak Andrew Johns in his best to get him anywhere near winning a game.
And now they're talking about Tavita Pangai Jr. looks like he's either going to go to the Tigers or the Roosters.
What a waste.
And Matt Lodge, who, say what you want, Matt Lodge has been sensational for them this year.
He's
coming
been
back off a knee reconstruction. He's going to the Warriors.
Well, look, Brisbane need to gut, but they keep losing their best players.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the wrong players. That's the issue.
It's all money. They've seen that Pangai Jr. is on a big amount. Let's get rid of him. Hold on. He's a recruitment tool. Hey, come play in the second row with Pangai Jr.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Well, Adam Reynolds signed for the Brisbane Broncos and literally said that he was looking forward to playing behind a pack of Payne Haas, Matt Lodge and Tavita Pangai Jr. And when he turns up next year, it's going to be Payne Haas, Thomas Flegler and Pat Harrigan.
Yeah, the farmers market.
My God.
Geez, did you see Reynolds? How quick is he to come out? The question hadn't even got no regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets, Broncos, great team.
And he looked like a man that was full of regrets.
Defeated.
Now,
speaking of defeated,
how
about them West Tigers? Mate, I don't like putting the boot into the West Tigers.
I love it. I absolutely love putting the boot into the West Tigers. Let's do it. But first of all, the Tigers have given Michael Maguire the full support of the board.
The dreaded full support. Everyone who has ever played Football Manager knows that you're Gornskis.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if they'll get rid of Madge at the end of... during the year, but I think if results don't turn around, he's gone in.
Oh, he's not coaching into 22. Although, again, Wayne Bennett couldn't do anything with this squad. There's players out there on big money that just don't care.
Yeah, and, they went and got Kemba Marlowe. Kemba Marlowe and Tavita Pangai Jr. are not 2 players that are going to turn this Tigers team around. It's ill-discipline that is costing the Tigers and dumb errors, and that's Kemba Marlowe and Tavita Pangai Jr. summed up.
It is. Look, Marlowe's a handy winger, can score tries, but He can score literally 10 tries and they're not getting within 20 points and Melbourne Storm, if they're going to defend that way.
Yeah, but I mean, he can score 10 tries, but he can let in 12 and make all the errors that are going to lead up to the other 12 that are scored as well.
Absolutely right. Perfect fit for the Tigers.
I have absolutely no idea.
It was going to be 100-0. I don't care what anyone says. That had 100-0 written all over it, and Melbourne took their foot off. Half of us are playing Origin next week. I don't need this garbage.
I don't think it was going to be 100, but I was really, really hoping that they would beat the clock.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
60 is embarrassing, but as soon as you hit 70, it's like that magic. And I was like, come on, Melbourne. And the only time I've ever supported them.
And as a team that has copped 70 on us before, we know exactly how it feels.
It's not fun.
And I really wished it on the Tigers.
Oh, well, look, next week.
Yeah. Let's talk Melbourne.
They were good.
They are good, and there's a lot to like about this Melbourne team, and you would never, ever thought those words would come out of anyone's mouth.
That's true, and... don't forget, they didn't even have Brian Pappenhausen, arguably the former fullback of the competition prior to his injury and Turbo's return, to come back and, score his 8 tries a game.
And they've got an injured Harry Grant, Brandon Smith playing out of his skin. Like, this Melbourne team has gone from really unlikable and rooting against them to being like, come on, don't let Penrith win the comp. Let's
They're
go
the
Melbourne
lesser
back
of
to
two
that.
evils.
Yeah.
Go Melbourne!
Yeah. But they're a fun team to watch. They are an absolute fun team to watch.
Jerome Hughes, superstar.
For 65 minutes, Melbourne were beating the clock.
That's fun.
That is sensational. And at one time, there was a race between them and India in the cricket as to who was getting the biggest score. It was absolutely unbelievable. Melbourne, thank you for a great weekend of rugby league.
Tigers,
thank you for a great weekend of rugby league.
Terry.
Talk to me, Daniel.
Mate, as you'll see in a few minutes, we're going to go through our top 8s. Our refined top 8s. Some teams doing better than we thought, which brings us to our special guest tonight. I'm going to throw to Victoria Gary, who's going to talk about a team that's doing better than she thought and a team that's doing much worse.
Yeah, the Vic.
Thanks, guys. I am Victoria. Many of you probably know me over on Twitter as Yeah the Vic. Dan asked me to come on and just answer a couple questions, so I'll just jump straight to it. First question was biggest disappointment to date. I actually thought really long and hard about this because I feel like the easy answer could have just been the Broncos or the Bulldogs, but I'm actually going to go with the West Tigers. And I swear I'm not going with the Tigers for the meme's sake or for the banter piss take. It's just because of the inconsistency. So I feel like if I was a Tigers fan, and I feel like I can relate to Tigers fans being a Parramatta fan, and in the past, I feel like I've ridden the waves of what Tigers fans are riding. It just 1 second you think they're on, then the next they're off. Like, how do you go from beating Penrith? Yes, I know they had Origin players out, but it was still a very dominant performance. You beat Penrith, then a couple weeks later get beat 66-16. I think that's what would be so disappointing to me, is that you think you've got some consistency going, or you think you've got some momentum going, and then the next second they're just like a B-grade team. Like, I can't understand how frustrating it must be for the fans, because it seems like it's going on just for so many years, and so many people think they have the solution, or they think, they just need a rebuild, all that sort of stuff. But regardless, I think I'd have to go with the West Tigers for the most disappointing team to date, just because of the fans. They must be so just dejected. Whereas with, say, the Bulldogs or the Broncos this year, it's been pretty consistent, whereas you're kind of like sat in the disappointment. Whereas with the Tigers, you're hovering, and then you like delve deep into disappointment, and that would just make it so much worse. On the other hand, the most shocking team, I'm actually going to go my own, and I'm going to go Parramatta. And this is probably one that probably didn't really make sense, but not many people would have gone with. But I ended last season on a high, but as a fan thinking that Parramatta may not even make the 8 this year. I kind of had them maybe like just barely scraping in. And I know there's still many rounds to go, and that could still possibly happen, but I definitely didn't see them hitting round 15, 16 in the top 4. I definitely didn't see that happening at all. I saw Michael Jennings leaving the club the way he did, as very disruptive, and thank God he was able to have his contract moved on. But I thought that was going to cause a salary cap disruption. And to be completely honest, I was against some signings. I was against the Opachik signing, and I was against the Cartwright signing, and they both have proven me wrong, which I'm very happy about. But that makes it shocking for me. Like, I just didn't see I also didn't see Marnie going to the level that he's gone to. If I'm completely honest, there's been a lot of surprises for me. I didn't see Papali'i ending up being like my favorite player on earth. Like I love him so much now, but I just didn't see any of it happening. So I feel like there's many other teams that could have gone in for the big shock factor. Like maybe, for example, some people possibly again could have had the Bulldogs, just because they've had some good recruitment and Trent Barrett and everything like that. But for me, I didn't see the Bulldogs finding fire this year anyway. So yeah, I'm actually sticking with Parramatta for the biggest shock. So that's kind of where I'm at. A lot of my opinions can be biased, but I swear I'm not going into it with a biased perspective. Actually, yes, I absolutely am, but that's rugby league for you. But yeah, biggest disappointment, I've got West Tigers. And honestly, for the fans, as fun as it can be to poke fun on Twitter, I genuinely hope they turn it around. And I don't know, something changes. Something needs to change. I hope they have some big recruitment, maybe in the off season. Maybe they can get Pengai Jr. Who knows? That would be good for them. And I hope Parramatta continue to surprise me. All right, that's it from me. You can see me talking shit on Twitter or just being annoying. Back to you guys. Thanks.
Dan.
Yes, mate.
Let's go through our top 8s. All right, at the beginning of the year, we picked our top 8 for fun.
For fun.
Just
no
for
seriousness.
Yeah, no, we didn't put anything to it.
No rivalry, no video.
No.
Can't prove it.
What we have now is the actual top 8. The real top 8. So how are we going to start this, Dan? We're going to go 8 to 1 or 1 to 8?
Oh, you said the best for last, so we'll go 8 to 1.
Let's do it. Who have you got in 8th place, sneaking into the top 8 this year?
Got the Cowboys. Didn't see it in pre-season, but they're playing much better than I gave them any credit for.
I am going to stick with a team who I had high up in the top 8, but I'm going to pick the Canberra Raiders to sneak into the 8.
I didn't even get there, do you?
I do. I have a look at this Cowboys team, and I don't think that there's enough there to consistently get over the good sides. But Canberra just, that breeze on the weekend, if that was an even playing field, they run away with it from the Dragons.
Well, they did have the breeze in the first half.
I know they did. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Canberra Raiders to get in the 8th spot.
That's fair call. I disagree. Number 7, the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. I think they're just good enough to get in, but they're a little bit better than we perhaps would have thought.
Yeah, well, I had the Sharks at 7th in the preseason. I'm going to stick to it. I was really, really hard not to pick them to come 6th with the run home. We play 8 teams below us in our final 11 games, and if we keep winning games, that could turn out to be 9 teams below us. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Sharks to come 7th.
That's fair call. That I agree with. Yeah. Who you got number 6, Terry?
I've got the Manly Warrior Seagulls.
It's fair call. Now, neither of us had them in our original 8.
No.
For good reason.
Yeah, for absolutely good reason. We didn't think Turbo was going to come back as he did and be, just wake up and go, well, that guy embarrassed me on the course, so I'm now the best player in the world.
Yep, and score 4 tries every single week.
Yeah, so I had a look at the draws, and I just think Manly's draw is a little bit tougher than the Roosters.
Yep.
And post-Origin, when they can't get in the top 4, Turbo will get some rest, so I think they're going to finish 6th.
So you got the Roosters at 5, obviously?
I do have the Roosters at 5.
I got them flipped. I got the Roosters 6, Manly at 5. Very similar draws in. Yes, I agree. I think the Roosters just have too many players.
Yeah.
They can't win those games where Tedesco doesn't play 8, 9 out of 10. And like I said, Tommy Turbo, if he goes down injured, they don't make the 8. Yeah. If he stays fit and DCE keeps playing that well, they can push for a top 4 and do some serious damage.
Absolutely. Like their run in isn't that bad. I just think the Roosters in the games, like in the game against Penrith, obviously they don't have enough, but they've got enough to beat the other teams as well. I think they'll just pick Manly.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
So who have we got at 4?
I got the Parramatta Eels, mate.
I do as well.
Big fan of what they've done thus far. Don't think they're going to trouble the top 3, but anyone outside that top 3, between Guths and Show.
Yeah, I had Parramatta to be my biggest sliders. I thought the new rules were going to take advantage of their big men, but their big men are very, very good. Yeah, they've adapted really well. Clint Gutterson's playing well. Mitchell Moses is now starting to take that next level.
Yes, it
was really hard to keep them out of 3rd. But yeah, I've got Parramatta at 4th.
Yeah, no, absolutely agreed. Number 3?
I've got the Rabbits. Now, they were my minor premiers.
Mine too, yep.
But something's just not clicking there. And they've conceded 50 points, so they can't win the comp.
Yeah, it's a fair call. Science. It's science. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that they can be the first time to overcome that hoodoo, but they won't.
They won't. Absolutely not. No. Who have you got at number 2?
The Penny Panthers.
I also have the Penrith Panthers.
Oh, there you go. Now, we both had them 3rd pre-season, so we knew they were going to be there or thereabouts.
I actually had them 4th.
Well, there you go, mate. Yeah. That's fair enough. Well, we both said they'd be there or thereabouts, and I stand by that 100%.
Yeah.
It's nothing against Penrith. I think they're very, very good. I just think there's a better team.
Yeah, look, Penrith are really good. Nathan Cleary's playing out of his skin. The Penrith team have just gotten better, and they lost all that experience in Tamo and Mansour, and they got better. But I think the one thing that's really going to let them down is the plumber on the wing. Yeah,
he's not up to it. But I'll tell you what, Matt Burton at centre has been an absolute revelation.
Absolutely,
their forward pack is just so big, so fast, it's
and so fit, so mobile. Like James Fisher-Harris can play 80 minutes and then back up.
Yeah, he's freaky good, but. There's one team better.
There is one team that's absolutely better, and I didn't see
the West Tigers. No, it's the Storm.
It is the Storm. Absolutely.
They are so good.
Yeah, and they just keep getting better. And Pappenhausen's got to come back. Where do they put Nico Hines? How do you stop Jerome Hughes? Cam Munster hasn't even warmed up. He hasn't had a bender yet.
No, this is insane.
Yeah.
I used to hate the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, I love them now.
I don't love them. I wouldn't go that far. That's ridiculous. But I don't hate them not quite as much.
No, I don't hate
them.
And
as we said earlier, they're the lesser of two evils.
They still have some players in that team that are really grubby. Really, really grubby. Yeah, Kafusi.
Safa Solomon.
Nah, he's not. You wouldn't really call him a grub. He's just a big unit. I do love. I like the Bromwich brothers and how they play. Dale Finucane. Absolute beast. Yeah.
They're a great side. 1-17, they are really strong.
And I mean, I had the Storm at 6th. I thought, no Cameron Smith. We're finally eradicated of this big 4 from Melbourne. We're going to see that Craig Bellamy's not as good as he was held up by Cam Smith, and then he'll just come to Cronulla and make us better. No, he's going to go out and win a minor premiership.
He certainly is.
He's going to win a minor premiership and a premiership this year. Bank it.
Guys, let us know how right I am and how wrong Terry is in the comments. 4 in a row, Terry.
Talk to me, Daniel.
Sharkies. Mate. What more needs to be said?
Not much. Good win. We needed to win it.
Let's just ignore these second halves. 2 weeks in a row now.
What's quality about this is we've won 3 games and our for and against is improved by +4.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's all we need.
Yeah, we've got the Titans in there as well.
Exactly right.
Yeah, it just seems to be clicking now, and I think we exert all our energy and then just try and hold on.
Hold on. But mate,
we're holding on.
we are. Look, a win's a win, but Will Kennedy, the kid is a human highlight reel.
That save.
That's the play of the round. I don't care about all these amazing tackles that were good, but you know, no one saw this coming. Only Will Kennedy thought he could get to that ball.
And he called Connor as well because Connor legged it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that save was incredible. And that try he put on as well for Ronaldo.
Mate, I don't think it's hyperbole to say he's the best player in the game by a mile.
By a mile.
Speaking of
Will, we've got some questions for him. Hey Will, thanks for joining us, mate. How happy are you that you've now got your future sorted for the next couple of years?
I'm very happy. I was here since I was 17. Grew up around here when I was 17. And I love the club and I love how well they are.
Mate, any goals for the rest of 2021?
Just probably to make finals footy. To make finals footy again this year would be something special with this group of boys.
What can we look for in the future development of Will Kennedy?
Probably just getting involved more. Next year, I want to take my game to another level and be more like those other experienced players and bring it to another level.
Are you excited to be working with the great man, Sir Fitz of Gibbon?
I'm very excited. I've talked to him every now and then. And he seems like a good person, good bloke, and I'm very excited to work with him.
Yeah, cheers, Will. Thanks for joining us.
What a man.
Yeah,
what a man.
Absolute legend.
Best player in the world.
Dan.
Blues by 40.
Okay. Let's talk State of Origin, brought to you by Top Sport Tips.
State of Origin.
I don't really want to.
Oh, I do.
Nah. I don't understand what has happened north of the border.
It doesn't matter. It's not about you guys, it's about us.
Yeah.
Hey, look, mate, let's be honest. You guys are about $8 This is Bulldog Storm territory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your blood and a youngster. He's played like 7 first grade games, 3 or 4 off the bench. You got wingers that wouldn't make first grade sides. Meanwhile, the 3 or 4 best players are 1 to 7 in New South Wales.
Yeah.
Everything says Blues by 40. But I've seen this one before.
We've seen it play out. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this year.
If it happens this year, I'll tell you what, as a Blues fan, I'm very angry.
You know, I painfully rewatched the replay because I had to get what was going through Paul Green's head. And the obvious changes are there. And the change was not an 18-year-old kid who has played a combined 5.5 first grade games worth of minutes.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
You know.
Hey, Reece, good luck.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't a Jared Mullen situation because I rate Reece Walsh.
I mean, this is quickly a way to stop his career progress. He's coming along nicely at the Warriors.
Or he does the Kalen Ponga, he comes on and plays 20 minutes. I still maintain that they can throw Val back to fullback, Ronaldo on the wing, and put Reece Walsh on the bench. But they can't drop Ben Hunt. He played so well on the weekend.
So why is Andrew McCulloch there?
I don't know. I thought that was the obvious, but
Yeah.
they've named him as a starter,
Yeah.
so Reece is going to start. It worries me a little bit.
It does.
I mean, it doesn't worry me as a Blues fan.
And I mean, how Kyle Felt has kept his spot after game 1.
Couple of lucky tries against Cronulla, mate.
Yeah, it's, you know, Kurt Capewell still in the centres. This could have been a game where you could just say to Ronaldo, look, you were a centre growing up. You want to play centre one day for Cronulla.
Just tackle Turbo. It doesn't seem that hard.
I'm glad we didn't pick Will Chambers.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, he's 34 years old and can't tackle at that level.
Especially not Turbo. Let's put it on the line. What's the result in this game?
It's New South Wales. It's not by 50 this time. It's not by 40 either. I'm going to pick New South Wales to win by about 20.
Sounds about fair.
Yeah, I think Turbo will probably get another hat-trick.
Yeah, he's going to be man of the match for mine.
He's going to be player of the series. Player of the series.
Yeah, we'll go 3 tries. 18. New South Wales by 18.
Turbo first try scorer.
And second and third and fourth.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws brought to you by Punctured Media. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us on all the social channels where you can. Trash Dan and I in the comments. We absolutely love it. And as always, Dan.
Rugby League, baby.